And now let's welcome to the ring the defending world champion from Nicaragua, Christopher El Látigo Rosales.
Rosales, 23 years old, got the title in April, went over to Japan and beat a Japanese champion called Daigo Higa. Higa didn't make the weight as it happened. May have been a bit weight drained, but Rosales did a number on him. Only 23 years old. He has got 3 defeats on his record, including against the British fighters, Cal Yafai, who's been sparring Barnes in the run-up to this, and Andrew Selby. He hits hard, he's an aggressive type, doesn't speak too much English, but he did manage through a translator to say at the press conference earlier this week to Barnes, I hope you come here and try and fight. Don't run like a chicken. Well, the onus is on Barnes to box him, I think. Yafai has made it known that he thinks that Rosales can be vulnerable to the body. Andrew Selby says that the key to it is to hit and to move, but the bookies fancy his chances, and he does look in terrific shape. He's taller, he's got a very much longer reach, 71.5 inches, as against a 64.5. Christopher Rosales in no mood to surrender his title, but Barnes and his Irish followers will hope that the home advantage is going to play its part. There you see Barnes, by 8 years the older man, but look at that height advantage and that reach advantage that the champions have. Both of them orthodox. Barnes a little bit more of a boxer and mover, Rosales perhaps more of a banger, and somebody will take it straight to Barnes and try and make it a real fight from word go. Barnes, the common consensus is, has got to start fast. Jamie Conlon giving his words of advice. And there is Rosales. The fight is just about ready. And we can hear now formal introductions from Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 12 rounds, and it will be for the WBC Flyweight Championship of the World. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red and Foot Asylum. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, steward in charge, John Williamson, MBE, timekeeper, Victoria Elliott, along with the World Boxing Council, President Mauricio Suleiman, supervisor tonight, Peter Stuckey. Our 3 judges scoring on a 10-point must system will be John Kane of England, David Below-Cirkowit of Canada, and Michael Ross of the United States. When the bell rings, our referee in charge. Third man in the ring will be Victor Laughlin of Scotland. Introducing to you first the challenger, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He's wearing green with black and gold, and weighed in at 8 stone. Hailing from right here, Belfast, Northern Ireland. He is a 3-time Olympian, earning 2 bronze medals. And now as a professional, he is undefeated with 5 wins. 1 win comes by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Paddy the Leprechaun Barnes. And his opponent across the ring, he is the defending world champion, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He's wearing white with gold and weighed in at 7 stone, 13 pounds. Coming to us from Managua, Nicaragua, he brings a professional record consisting of 27 wins, 3 defeats, with 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning and defending WBC Flyweight Champion of the World, Christopher El Látigo Rosales.
Okay, boys, you've had your instructions in the dressing room. Remember, obey my commands, defend yourselves at all times. Sin golpes aquí, defenderte siempre. God bless, let's do it. Buenos suertes.
So the action underway. Could it be that Rosales has been just a bit overrated on the back of that Japanese victory that brought in the title against one Alicia Gonzalez? He went to a split decision against him a little while back. Paddy Barnes knocked him out in 6. If that's a form line, then Barnes has a great chance to upset the odds here.
It's all going to be on work rate for Barnes. I think he's going to be the busier fighter. I think Rosales has shown that he has a good engine himself and likes to fight coming forwards. And that's what Barnes needs there, those bursts of combinations, plenty of movement around the target without giving away too much ground.
Danny Vaughan, his trainer, said that Barnes has had a fabulous camp. I know trainers always tend to say that, but he said, believe me, he's fitter for this than he has ever been.
And I think that's it. I think he needs to be at his fittest, most energetic. That's lovely there from Barnes. Missed with the straight right, but landed with the straight left.
A very sweet boxer, Paddy Barnes, and has very rapidly grown into the professional game. It's a gamble, of course, taking a world title fight so quickly, but he said he wanted it quickly. He said he wanted to be fast-tracked to a world title shot, to win a world title, get in and out, make some money, and walk away from the game. Well, here tonight he gets his chance.
And started off well. I think the tactics are right so far, but he can't switch off with someone like Rosales. He's a dangerous puncher from first belt to last belt, as he's proved throughout his career, with obviously the Andy Selby knockdown in the first round in air fight, and then obviously finished winning the world title in the 9th. So as he carries that power, keeps that energy levels quite high, but it's good from Barnes, in and out.
Big lad.
Burst of attacks.
Big lad for a flyweight, Rosales, as you can see, 5'6½", long and lean, and trying to make that reach advantage count, trying to land those right hands, particularly from range.
It's good there, good from Rosales there, then it's a bit of power at last, then his hands go, but good. Again, the speed there from Barnes, fighting off the ropes, and again there in the centre of the ring. Just making Rosales second-guess himself with that speed, with the burst of speed in those punches.
Very high, lean cheekbones, Rosales, and it might be that he knocks up a little as this fight unfolds. That's good. Good from Rosales.
Just showing the power there. He didn't hurt Barnes there, but just the weight of the shots, just making his legs move, moving him off balance a little bit.
Well, certainly not running around the ring as the Rosales camp had feared. He's in front of him trying to trade, but those are power shots from Rosales into the body, and a good jab as well.
They are power shots from Rosales, but I think the cleaner shots, even though they don't carry as much weight, are coming from Barnes so far. I think he's had a really good first round. Rosales warming up, mind, coming into the end of this round, but I think Barnes' attack has been spot on, not running from the target, moving around his opponent, and then those bursts of combinations go.
So coming into the closing seconds of an intriguing opening round. It's a 12-rounder, of course. First round is over. Well, here's some of the work that Rosales was producing in the closing stages and doing pretty well there, although Barnes using neat footwork to get away.
It is because of the fast start of Barnes. There's that shot, that right hand. I don't think Barnes was hurt from it, but I think the physical weight just made his legs move. I thought it was a good start from Barnes, and I think Rosales warmed up to the end of the round, but I thought Barnes, it was a good start.
Okay, yeah. Feel good?
Really close-knit group, of course. The Irish guys. Danny Vaughan whispering the instructions. Paddy Barnes was best man at Carl Frampton's wedding, and Carl will be watching on somewhere. Into the second round of the 12th rounder for the WBC flyweight title. How did you score that opener then, Barry?
I'll give it to Barnes. I think he was the busier throughout. Even though Rosales did warm up at the end and landed some meaty shots, I think he got it worked. Just the problem is, you've seen with Rosales, you can't switch off for a second, and you can't stop that punch output either from Barnes. Has to be constantly spinning around the target, and then those punches go in straight shots as well.
Jab, doubling up beautifully, Barnes. There's a smear of blood around the nose of Paddy Barnes.
He just has to move his feet every time he throws here, Barnes, always. Even if it's only by a little quarter of a turn. See, when he holds his feet in front of Rosales, that's when he lets his hands go. That's good, though. It's a good little exchange.
Lovely stuff, and this is stirring the crowd up. Rosales saying, come on, if you want it, let's mix it up. Barnes will oblige.
And Rosales had exactly the same beating of the chest against Higa as well when he won the world title, so you know, he's up for a fight. He wants to trade. He's the bigger puncher. Of course he wants to trade.
And there is blood now on the face of Paddy Barnes.
Oh, good left hook there from Barnes.
Yeah, but Rosales is unloading as well. This is real red-blooded action. We're only in the second round. They're not going to be able to do this for 12. A huge amount of variety in Rosales' work.
It's effective.
Certainly is. Uses those long levers to get power into the hooks, particularly the body shots.
And that's where he just arcs that right hand when he throws it, Rosales, and that's where Barnes throws those straight shots right down the centre of the target.
Now Barnes just waiting for Rosales to commit himself, looking to maybe act as the counter-puncher, but a right hand from Rosales found the target as he did so.
Got to stay compact there, Paddy Barnes. Shot.
Nice variety of punches there, shots to the body and switch the attack to the head, Paddy Barnes. And again, in and out, that's what he needs. Second round over, it's already building up to be an intriguing contest, this one.
Tighter. Look, the right hand, it's landing now. I want to see uppercut right hand. And roll on the inside. Up the middle, touch the top. Left hook, right hook round the sides. Okay? But let's learn to have a little bit of a blow now. You don't have to work all the time. When you've heard me say you've done enough, have a little walk. Yeah, you've done enough when you're me. Keep your shape, have a walk. You don't have to work all the time, but you've got to offset him. When he's setting a little more feet and offset.
Welcome back to Windsor Park. Okay? The atmosphere really building up, and this is our first world title fight of the night. Christopher Rosales defending WBC flyweight title against Paddy Barnes, and two fascinating rounds we've had already, Barry.
Well, that second round was no messing around with it. They've gone straight down to work.
And Danny Vaughan saying to Paddy Barnes, if you want a blow, just have a blow. In other words, take a breather. You don't need to be fighting 3 minutes of every round.
But at the same time, you can't allow this Rosales to walk up on you either. Give him any sort of momentum in his work. We saw that a little bit in that round where he lets his hands go. Well, he's the man with the heavier hands by far. And even though Barnes' work rate is greater than Rosales's, Rosales carries more purchase in the punches.
Might be that Barnes, the old adage, you know, if you're going to win a world title, you've got to win it big. He's got to be seen to be the dominant man, clearly.
Well, being a guy who's a bigger puncher, you know, you could throw a million shots. He lands with one big shot, and that's what people remember. So you have to be busy throughout.
It's good work from Rosales, and again landed maybe 3, 4, 5 scoring shots there, and not a great deal coming back from Barnes.
That's good as well there, doubling up with the left hook, Rosales.
Better from Barnes. A couple of good head shots, then following up with a body attack. And again, Rosales saying, you know, if you want to come, put it on me, then try your luck. He's only too happy to have Barnes right in front of him.
Taking turns, aren't they, to rattle off the punches here.
Rosales prides himself on being a super fit fighter.
Rosales needs that uppercut. Just what I'm saying, he needs to bring his punches up. And through a nice and lovely little uppercut there. That's the shot there for Rosales. Short to fight the bands.
Crowd trying to rouse Barnes, trying to put him onto another level. The songs are going up from his Belfast faithful. Rosales, we know, has a terrific chin. And it's not really been tested heavily so far.
No, I don't think Barnes is the biggest puncher. I think accumulation of punches is what's going to be for Barnes. But Rosales has also shown a good engine in the few fights that I've seen. So it's always a tough fight on paper.
Nice body shot, Barnes, but Rosales has had the bulk of the work in this round.
Got a lovely shot there from Barnes and a lovely uppercut there from Rosales.
Belfast supporters getting very excited about that flurry of punches he landed, but really it's been a round which has been dominated by Rosales, the Nicaraguan.
Well, Barnes is showing his toughness and his strength, let's be honest. Willing to stay in close and try and push Rosales back, but I don't think this is the right tactic in this sort of fight.
Good round, Rosales.
Cabeza, mueve más esa cabeza, hazlo fallar. Márralo, sofócalo, no lo dejes que él tire. Abre con jab, mucho jab, recta, después me voy al cuerpo. Recta, gancho, ópera, recta, camarín. Recta de marca acá. Quiero quitar los rounds, puede ser que se lo vieron. Vamos 2-1. Abajo que lo quiero. Mucho golpeo al cuerpo.
Well, I thought Christopher Rosales won that last round pretty clearly, Barry.
Yeah, for me too, Joe. I think Barnes fought back well and tried to show some strength, but he was in the place where Rosales can let the heavier hands go. But Barnes showing that fighting spirit there, rattling off those combinations for the heavier shots, and he was busy in that round as well, Rosales.
Well, we said before it began that Barnes needed a good start. He started well in the first two rounds. Rosales, maybe he did take a breather a little bit there, Paddy Barnes, but he came back strongly in that third. And now we move into the fourth. Barnes doesn't really want to be surrendering anymore.
I don't think Barnes took anything, but he didn't take a breather. He literally tried to push Rosales back, but I think that just played into Rosales' hands, standing in front, trying to show that he's as strong, if not stronger than Rosales. He needs to move around, stay close to the target, but move around it in a semicircle, letting those fast, straight punches go.
Fascinating fight, and plenty of twists and turns still to come. Nice job to the body from Barnes. That's good footwork and good defensive skills from the Irishman.
Nice right hand through the guard there from Rosales. Oh, lovely from both there.
That's a good left hand from Barnes. Needs more of those. Needs to keep Rosales from settling into some sort of an aggressive rhythm. Signs that he was doing so in the last round.
Keeping those elbows tucked in nice and tight as well there, Paddy Barnes. Oh, lovely.
Rosales, none of these punches he's throwing are being taken on gloves and arms, but the appearance is that he's the aggressor.
Well, I think the heavier punches are most certainly coming from Rosales, but again, I feel that it's Barnes who's scoring more shots, and I think he's outworking Rosales at the minute.
Good punch picker, isn't he, Barnes?
Yeah. And he keeps a nice tight guard as well. Oh, lovely right hand there from Barnes. Nothing moving Rosales, so he can't move him backwards with those shots.
Real toe-to-toe action here.
Good work.
Crowd's loving it. Rosales won't take a backward move, will he?
Good work from Barnes with his back to the ropes. Lovely hook, and then again that fast flurry of shots again. Oh, lovely.
Oh dear. He's down, and the referee has signalled it's a knockdown, and he's being counted, and he's being counted out. The fight's going to be all over. The fight is all over. Paddy Barnes' dream is over, and Christopher Rosales has retained the title. Paddy Barnes is still